Hey y'all, so hey, Lady J, or known as Color Priestess here. So I'm back again today. I know at the beginning of a YouTube channel, not everybody's really watching your videos, so I'm gonna go ham. So back to decentering ways that I'm decentering my 9 to 5, and that you can kind of glean from this advice too. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you happen to be someone that's single like me, meaning that you don't have a roommate or a partner helping you pay your bills. Um, some smart and fruitful, and you're like, look, you're at your wits end, but you can't quite quit your job because you still need a portion of the paycheck. Things that I've done. Here's what I did. So I have my own, I have my own apartment now, and I took tax refund money. These things you can do. Use your tax refund money. If you get financial windfalls, unexpected settlement money, um, you get student refund checks. Yeah, you heard, I said it. If you're getting refund checks or scholarship money, financial aid from school, and you get overage, and you actually allow the overage to come to you, um, and this is for those of you that are like adult students who go to school online. That's those who are attending like online school. Take portions of those checks if you can, and like see if you can manage that and pay up your rent. Put aside enough to pay your rent up for maybe like 3 months at the very least, just to give you the mental bandwidth and time to start pulling back from your job. So start reducing your hours. If you're able to take your financial aid, your financial windfall, or your tax refund checks, instead of buying, big screen TVs and stuff, and you're in a mental state where you're like, I don't want to keep working all the time. Um, Budget some of that money to pay your rent up, or mortgage if you pay the mortgage, at least 3 months. If you have enough money to pay your rent up for a couple of months, then you can start scaling back and decentering your job in terms of the amount of time and energy you give your job until you're able to transition into another line of opportunity that enriches you. Like an example could be, look, if you're getting over $2,000 back from any funding source, whether it be your tax refund check, maybe school refund, or if you car accident money. I mean, this kind of unexpected ways to get money. If you're able to budget that to pay up rent at least maybe 2 or 3 months in advance, the money that you would normally have used in your paycheck to do that, you can scale back on your hours. Give yourself maybe 2 or 3 months where you work minimal hours on your job, maybe like 20 hours, 30 hours a week instead of 40, and start pacing yourself from there. Because if you give yourself that financial safety net for maybe 2 or 3 months, where rent is already taken care of from other funding sources, the funding source, and you don't have to pull from your job for that for at least 3 months straight, the money that you're getting from your job, you can put a little aside. And this is if you're really serious about making a transition, because number one, you want to invest your energy and your mind and your time into building your dreams, right? But you're not the hustler type. This is for those who are not the hustler type, who the type that gets energized from hustling. But for those who got to move a little bit slower, some folks may move and operate on diesel fuel in their gas tank. You may be regular unleaded. You could be regular unleaded gas or premium, and that's okay. So for those of you that just like, look, I got to slow it down a little bit. Let's decenter our job by reducing the amount of hours we work, and when we get extra money, financial windfalls, set it up to pay our rent at least a few months in advance, so that we have the leverage to roll back the amount of hours and time we give to our employer, so we can focus on our dreams, on our goals. These are just some things that I did. I mean, let there not be no shame in your game. If there are other ways you can collect your money, like you're like, well, if I reduce my hours here, maybe I can, like, or whatever, so that I can focus on my dreams. Look, I say use the system to help you get ahead. So if you reduce your hours and you're like, okay, well, I'd actually qualify for, maybe food assistance now by reducing these hours so that I can focus on building my dreams, so I can focus on becoming economically self-sufficient, then you do that, and you do that without shame. Okay? You just need to cushion yourself and insulate yourself financially so you don't have so much anxiety there. But yeah, so number one, I said, look, take the tax refund money that you're getting. If you got school refund money or another type of financial windfall, piece that off to pay up rent maybe 2 or 3 months in advance. And and that way you can scale back work hours from 40 to maybe like 30 hours a week if you have that opportunity or the option. Okay, scale back the work hours, or maybe you can afford to take some time off. It depends. Now, like I said, the type of job I got is more flexible, so I can actually have that say so, right? So it depends on your career path. If you believe in yourself, you're like, look, I'm gonna just take a chance on me, and I'm gonna just pay my rent up for like 3 months because my employer may not allow me to work part time. Then, if you have plans in place to help take care of your bills for 3 months, I said do that. But these are just a few things that I did to decenter my 9 to 5 so I can actually center my dreams.